Puppet Master, Evil Bong, The Ginger Dead Man. You know all the classics brought to you by Full Moon Features, but today we're focusing on demonic toys. So let's first get to the cocktail. I have no experience making cocktails, so I just thought, since the movie's about toys, kids like toys, and kids also like candy, so I'm gonna make the cocktail taste like candy.
Fucking genius take over here.
It's got Jolly Rancher infused vodka, other things. It's got those little like carbonated ice drinks, the Starburst flavor, and then it's got pineapple mango juice because tropical flavors are the best. And it's very sweet, a little bit tangy, but it's pretty good.
I'm actually surprised that this tastes good.
Thanks for the confidence.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. It came from the bargain bin. I'm Caleb Key.
I'm Logan Brookshire. Unfortunately.
And today's movie is Demonic Toys. It came out in 1992. It was direct to video. It was released by Full Moon Productions. It's of course a horror movie because that's what we do.
Yeah.
Some places listed as horror comedy, but when I wrote the notes, I hadn't watched it yet, so I didn't know if that was accurate. I can say I don't think it's supposed to be comedy.
I don't think it's supposed to be comedy. I feel like people do, not to interrupt the flow.
Oh, you're good.
I feel like people very often with bad movies like this, not that this is a bad movie, but it's a bad movie.
Yeah, but they assume it's comedy
They're
because
like,
it's
just
bad.
Like, they categorize it as like, because it's funny, so they categorize it as a horror comedy. It's just like, that is not what was intended.
It's just... movie was written by Charles Band and David S. Goyer. It was directed by Peter Manoogian. It stars Tracy Scoggins, Bentley Mitchum, and Daniel Cerny, or Kearney, I don't know really.
I think it's Kearney.
In the Demonic Toys franchise, there is a total of 8 movies, which you would never think after watching this. 3 of them are really spin-offs, but I still count them.
Yeah.
There's a TV series based on the character that got the spin-off movies, Baby Oopsie.
They made a movie about Baby Oopsie?
Yeah, and there's a TV series.
It's like the worst character.
The show is 3 seasons. I think it's still going, but it's like a weird... I don't know. The first season has 2 episodes, and then the second and third season both have 1 episode. So it's very strange.
Does that count as a season?
That's how it's listed on Wikipedia, the most reliable place to get your accurate information. In 1993, there's a limited comic book series based on the movie, and then another comic book series that just featured the demonic toys in a flashback sequence. It was Doll Man Kills the Full Moon Universe. I'm not interested in reading that. The toys from this movie were featured in DLC in the Puppet Master video game, which I didn't know existed either.
There's a Puppet Master video game?
Yeah, it's free to play. It's on Steam.
Oh, I need to fucking download
It
that when I get home.
It doesn't look good, but it looks fun. And
yeah, I mean,
if you know what I
Master
mean.
Video game.
And it's got positive reviews overall on Steam, like overly positive. So
That's shocking.
I would play it, but I have a Mac, so it's not compatible, unfortunately.
I'll play it for you.
Now, with the background out of the way, we can get into the meat of the movie and talk about demonic toys.
Okay. This movie had a lot less happen in it than what happened in Toxic Avenger, and yet somehow it feels so much longer.
I don't know. I kind of enjoyed it, honestly. I felt the opposite way.
It's definitely better. It
was an easier watch. I didn't think the whole movie was going to be in one location, though. I didn't know anything about the movie going in. I did all the research without before watching it.
I'm not surprised. I feel like, because I've been watching the Puppet Master movies for years, right? I started, like, the first time I watched them, I think I was in probably 4th or 5th grade at the earliest. And I feel like that when they got around to this, right? Because they made this one after after Puppet Master. When they got around to this, I feel like they slightly improved some of the toy effects over the puppets and Puppet Master.
Yeah, it didn't.
Not the puppets and Puppet Master are really well done at pretty much every point, but with this, with some of the things, they did some things that they really couldn't do with the Puppet Master, like the way the baby's face moves, or some of the things with, like, the bear doll and stuff like that.
Yeah, I thought it actually looked pretty good as far as the characters moving and stuff.
So I think they made some improvements in the kind of title characters at the expense of, like, it's one location, and it's a very cheap location, presumably. And also, one thing I noticed, and I was watching this with my dad, and he pointed out something that I thought was funny. So the main character is a cop, right? And the movie starts out with her. Yeah,
terrible cop.
She sucks. The movie starts out with her and her partner doing a sting on these two gun dealers, and I realized that they have no backup. Like, it's just them two doing the sting, which, one, weird. And then at no point do they call for backup. And then, they try.
She tries later in the movie, but
it never works out. And my dad was just like, they probably don't have the budget for more cops. And I was like, oh my God, you're so right.
And I feel like cops before, like, the internet and smartphones probably would have satellite phones in their car or something along that lines of that, so that they could call back.
A radio?
Yeah, a radio.
There's definitely a car radio, and
she's just like, nah, it's cool.
I'm just gonna run after these two people by myself.
And before any of that happens, the opening sequence has some freaking sick music.
Oh.
It's like a circusy, creepy. It's very early 90s, and it's creepy in the way that, like, Are You Afraid of the Dark is. I love it.
It's been a long time since I watched any of the Puppet Master movies, but the beginning intro really gave me Puppet Master vibes with, like, the music and everything, and it's very good. I was a fan.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like is I don't like when there's, like, a 5-minute long opening sequence before the movie starts. Like, I don't... Not to be rude, because it takes a lot of work to make movies, but I don't care about who made the movie, honestly. Like, I know it takes a lot of work, and I respect the people, but I don't need
experience.
I don't need to know their names. You put the credits at the end.
Have you ever seen like a really old movie like Gone with the Wind or Happiest Millionaire, where, like, the main credits are at the beginning like that? But they go for like 5 to 10 minutes before the movie starts.
That's what I don't like. God. It's like, there's this one song that I really like, and it's got like a 30-second to a minute intro where it's just like atmospheric noises, and you can't hear anything really. So you turn it up real loud, and then when the actual song starts, you're like, oh shit, because it's way too loud. Mm-hmm. I just, it's not a big deal though. Yeah. And then we go to the boyfriend and girlfriend cop in the car on the sting. The guy's clearly a dick. He doesn't really like his girlfriend, it seems.
To not care that much. And then like whenever she's just like, "Oh, I'm pregnant."
He was like, "Yeah."
He's like,
"Woo.
Yay." And I was like, that's the fate. And I don't know if it's supposed, because he only lasts for like 5 minutes, so I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, or if it was just kind of shaky acting on his end.
I don't know. He has really bad fake, whatever the word is, fake enthusiasm. Yeah. It's very bad.
Although, weirdly, for the first part of the movie, from him and a lot of the other actors, I was kind of shocked that the acting actually seemed pretty good. About towards the middle, it kind of tanks a little bit, yeah. But at the beginning, the acting from everyone is great.
I also don't like when the gun dealers got there. Why is there always at least one villain in every B movie that's just super and real creepy?
Oh yeah.
I don't like that.
The one dude, he kind of his actual name. Hold on. His actual name was where is it? Is Barry Lynch. I like him. He's not in the movie very long, but I like him. But as soon as I saw him, I was like, "Is that Gary Busey?" And he kind of like the rest
Gary
of the time.
Busey is in other Full Moon Features movies.
He kind of seems like an off-brand Gary Busey, and I was like, "Okay."
So I also think the way that they handled the sting is really bad. Like it seemed like he wasn't actually ready to like arrest them, and he was like, "Wait,
still, like,
hey, I'm a cop."
He just
Stop
suddenly
it.
pulls out
Yeah,
his gun.
it seemed very sudden and,
and then
strange.
And then off-brand Gary Busey, like, I don't know if like he hits him with it or if he threw it, but he has a gun, which like just a second ago, like he'd said like there's no clip in it, it's unloaded, it's not got any bullets. So he like somehow hits Mark is the guy's name, I think.
Matt.
Is it Matt?
I'm pretty sure it's Matt.
It's something with an M. He hits him with it, but like you can tell like not really. It's like you know, and he immediately shoots him. Just like there's a lot of police brutality in this movie from the
like later she just slaps the chicken guy.
Oh yeah,
like,
she just backhands him so hard.
So then one of the guys shoots her boyfriend.
Yeah,
one of the guys gets shot by her, and which the other guy ran off. He's fucking dead. He must have a weak skin. But he died, and then they both run in the toy warehouse or whatever it was, and she follows him in. And then we go... She also, throughout the movie, I noticed, she makes a lot of noises. Like, for being a cop who's supposed to be, like, sneaky and trying to get them without them noticing, she's doing a lot of... like, that's a bad strategy.
Her boyfriend did just get killed.
Well, grow up, move on. And then... So then when we go to the security guard of the toy building, he is a slob who's getting drunk on the job. Then he calls in his chicken order at the chicken restaurant that's open clearly at like 1 a.m. or whatever.
So, the guy who answers the phone, I thought this was great. I'm not going to put my phone on the table. The guy who answers the phone is played by Richard Spike Jr., who plays the trickster / Gabriel on Supernatural. And like when I recognized his face, I was like, holy shit, it's Gabriel. And then he's in the movie for like a minute, like a minute of screen time. And I was like, well, that's unfortunate. But anyways, I like him a lot. He's like my favorite character on that show.
Yeah, I love watching like old B movies, and you see an actor that you like now who's in something bigger.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's how a lot of the Goosebumps are and Are You Afraid of the Dark? Watching the old episodes.
Ryan Gosling and Hayden Christensen are in 2 fucking old Goosebumps things. And like, you see them when they're kids and you know it's them and you're like, what the
That further
fuck?
proves that Goosebumps cannot be topped.
Goosebumps is the best.
The chicken guy, or the security guard, he orders his chicken pretty aggressively.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, let me talk to the other guy. I don't remember his name, even though he's like one of the main characters. I don't know his name.
Hold on. I got the cast list here. You keep talking while I'm trying to... Oh, okay. No, chicken guy is Mark. And, yeah. Why would they do that?
Yeah, I feel like 2 M
chicken
names
guy is Mark, and then the guy who... The boyfriend that gets killed is Matt. That's not annoying. So, yeah. He's like, get Mark over here or whatever.
So he orders the chicken, and then he brings his regular order.
Yeah.
He orders his regular order, and the chicken guy, I'm going to call him chicken guy because that's better.
That's what I call him.
He's just smoking in the restaurant, which...
The interaction with his boss is the best thing ever.
Like, he clearly should have been fired a long time ago.
I was like, is he asking to get fired? Because, like, the boss is like, is that a cigarette I see in your mouth?
He goes,
like,
no, it's your dick.
How are you still working here?
Like, yeah. And then he gets in the chicken mobile. And I need a chicken mobile in my life.
He's going to bring food to the security guard, but he walks out of the restaurant with nothing but his leather jacket. Is the chicken already in the car?
He has the styrofoam takeout thing. Yeah, he's got the styrofoam takeout thing. I do not remember
seeing that. I must have totally missed it because I was like, did he just walk out with no food?
And then after that, I guess we go back to and we look at the toys in there while the one of the criminals is dying, and they're pretty fucking terrifying.
Oh yeah, the dolls are creepy as shit. Yeah, when they kill Gary,
you just call him Gary. It's fine. Just
Gary
call him
Busey,
Gary.
But, the guy played by fake Gary Busey. Where is it? Oh, I was gonna say, this movie has weirdly good cinematography in some spots. Like, the first time I noticed it was towards here at the beginning, because like when they first escape into the building, the dude, the gun runner who lasts the longest, he like kicks fake Gary Busey down the stairs because he's shot and he's gonna slow him down.
Oh yeah, he doesn't give a shit about his partner.
That stunt's done very well. And then a little bit later when she first comes into the building, he's like, fake Gary Busey is like hiding behind like a box, and then so like you have the shot, right, and it's like you see him here, and then you see her searching for him in the background, and it's very tense and it's done very well. And then there's some other stuff later that I'll talk about when we get to it, but. Anyways, he gets his fucking face eaten like Hannibal fucking Lecter.
Yeah, his blood awakens the toys, and honestly, this movie kind of reminds me of kind of gives me the vibes of a worse version of the original Child's Play.
Yeah.
When they first ran into like the toy warehouse, that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, is this gonna be a ripoff of Chucky?
Yeah. Although interestingly, in the second one. They didn't have the budget to do it in Child's Play 2, but when they go into the warehouse, they were supposed to have like him get into the goop and have, cause he ends up in the pile of goop at the end of the second one. So in the third one, they were originally gonna have that cause like a whole bunch of Chuckies, cause he gets melted down. But they didn't have the budget to do it, and so Don Mancini, the guy who pretty much created and has been in charge of Chucky for like forever, he actually recycled that idea in the is it the first season, I think, of no it's at first it's in it's Curse and then Cult of Chucky. He recycled it for Cult of Chucky and then the first season of the TV show, which I thought was a lot of fun.
My posture and facial expressions were just reflective of I thought we were about to get interrupted. That's why I was looking real weird.
No, you're just sitting here like, shut up already, dude.
Yeah. We are gonna get interrupted though. My next note is that she's chasing one of them, and then she just tries to make a she just sticks her arm around the corner and starts shooting without even looking.
Oh, yeah.
Another example of her being a terrible cop.
Very incompetent. At some point around... Oh, yeah. At some point around this time, you see the weird demon kid, who you see first in her weird dream sequence right at the beginning before it cuts to her talking to her boyfriend.
I still don't understand really what that's supposed to represent, but it's
I don't
fine.
know. It's kind of there for no reason, but just to be creepy, I guess. But like in the dream sequence, right? They're dressed like him and the other kid are like dressed in like old fashioned like white shirts and stuff. But most of the time that the kid shows up throughout the movie, he's just wearing like 90s t-shirts and things, and he looks so weird just dressed like a regular kid in this warehouse with everything going on. Like I was like, just put him a little bit later. They've got him in this like old-fashioned like schoolboy like dark blue outfit with like a white lacy collar, and I'm like, see, if he was wearing that the whole time. So if he was wearing that the whole time, Jesus, if he was wearing that the whole time, I would be fine with it. But most of the time you see him, he just looks like a regular kid.
It's also really strange to me that the demon chooses to just be a kid. Like he's like, right? This is my favorite form, is a child.
But then later when he switches,
you see his actual form, but he's like, nah,
let
child.
me slip into something more comfortable. And it's just like, if that's more comfortable, why are you not that all the time?
Yeah, he keeps just being a child.
Make up your mind about which you prefer.
And I have on my notes here, back to the guy when he's dying and he awakens the toys. He wasn't really that scared of the clown at first before it bit him.
Although, why the fuck did he walk right up? He walks right up to it, and it's like this, and it's the creepy fucking thing.
That thing's fucking
like, right
terrifying.
In its face, and then it bites
I
him,
would be
obviously,
scared
and it's
of
like,
it.
Of course.
Yeah. And
Why
then,
would you not back the fuck up?
And then when the bear comes out, he's like offering it. He's
like
reaching
bite
out
me.
to
it, and it bites his fucking fingers off. It's like, what the fuck do you expect was gonna happen?
And in the night, shooting laser beams is fucking wild. That's
Although I was, why the fuck does a toy have laser beams that can fucking like burn people's skin?
It's possessed. It's possessed by a demon.
I do have a note in here from just before that though, when you first see the toys waking up and his blood's glowing and shit, and I just said, "Oh God, they have teeth," because like the bear is creepy as shit.
Oh yeah,
so is the clown.
I think the clown is the scariest one. I was kind of wondering how this movie, like, it's really not that bad. Like it's bad, but it's 80s bad, so it's like it kind of reminds me of Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Like it seems like it would have a kind of following like that movie does, but it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Which is strange.
It's definitely a lot better than I was expecting.
Oh yeah, I thought it would be just a hot pile of fucking garbage.
Yeah, like toxic. I thought it would be a lot worse than what it is. It's actually made really well. So like, good on the director for doing a lot with no money.
Yeah, I didn't mind watching it. It was fine. We see the security guard, and he's watching Puppet Master, which is very confusing because one of the Demonic Toys movies is Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys. So canonically, that's confusing. I mean, maybe they explain it. I'm not gonna watch all those stupid movies to find out.
Yeah, no. Also, when the chicken guy, because right about now the chicken guy finally gets, Mark, the chicken guy, finally gets to the warehouse, and he, like, presses the button, the guard's like, blah, is that you? And he's like, yeah, it's me, let me in, and he's just like, hold on a minute. And it's just like, dude, you made him rush over here. Yeah. Why are you telling him to chill out?
Also, why does he drive in? Like, can he not just walk the food in? Why does he have to park in
Why does he have to park inside, right? That doesn't make sense either.
And then I think this is about where they get her and the criminal that she's finally apprehended get locked in a room, and she barely tries to get out. She just jiggles the doorknob, and she's like, fuck, I guess we're locked in here.
It's locked. And then also, like,
she just break the doorknob. Break the doorknob off.
That's how the dude that she just arrested got into the fucking warehouse to begin with, is he shot the fucking lock on a door.
Yeah, which, speaking of that, he looked like he was just shooting straight down. It didn't look like he was actually shooting at anything, but and then, she barely tried.
But she breaks the window, and she's yelling down at Mark as he's coming into the building, right? But he's got loud music on his car, but his music really isn't that loud. Like when you even when you get the shot of like right outside the car right after he pulls in, like right before he turns the car off, the music is nowhere near loud enough for him to not have heard her yelling at him.
Yeah, and then this is where I noticed the greasy criminal guy. He does a lot of maniacal laughing throughout this entire thing.
I don't know what's up with his character.
It just keeps going on, and then he's like, yeah, but your plan worked, and she was like, I bet they'll hear this, and then she wasted like all of her bullets. Like, what?
And then they still barely hear it over the fucking Puppet Master movie playing, which again, they were just having a conversation at about this level, right? Like a normal room volume, right? They're having a conversation, and the TV is playing at the same volume, right? And they're just having a normal conversation, near each other, but the TV's over here, they can hear it, but it's not overpowering them that they have to yell. And then she fires like 7 or 8 shots, which you never see her fucking reload. How many bullets does her fucking gun have?
And bad cop. You're in a dangerous situation where criminals just waste all your bullets.
Why not fire up?
Why fire at all? She's wasting her fucking bullets. Right. Break the doorknob.
Anyways, the TV is not loud, and they can barely hear the gunshots going off. They're like, what's that? Oh, it could be a cat, or it could be some bozo that broke it. They're fucking gunshots. Like, what are you talking about?
Instead of the security guard doing what you should do if you're a security guard and being like, no, you stay here where it's safe, I'll go. He's like, yeah, you can come with me if you want. There's a shotgun in there if you want to stay, or you can come with me. It's fine.
Right, and he leaves the shotgun, but he takes like the tiny little snub-nosed pistol for some reason.
Yeah, and then the chicken guy just fucks himself because he could totally just leave, but
he doesn't have to be here.
Yeah,
Oh,
He
also,
put himself in that situation.
Also, just before this, they pull out. I swear this becomes relevant later. Like the security guard, just before the gunshots and everything, the security, when he first gets there, the security guard pulls out like a it's not like a Playboy, but it's like a Playboy. You don't actually see what the cover is, but it's a porn mag, right? And he's like, look at Miss July, and he's like, oh,
I think the chicken
like,
guy licks it.
Right, and they're like bonding over
the magazine.
It. Like,
he licks the magazine.
I'm like, why are you bonding over a porn mag? Like, what?
And why do you lick it?
Why'd you put your face in it? Like,
if I was in a situation and I saw someone and they were looking at a naked picture and then they started licking it, I'd be like, dude, you need to go to jail. Get away from me.
Dude, go to
this
therapy.
Is strange. And then, so then they find the cop and the criminal, and again proving she's a bad cop. She instead of just being like, yeah, I'll escort him out of here and we'll call back up, she's like, no, I have to stay in here.
You gotta go
call my backup.
I gotta stay here with him, and it's just like, just take him with you.
Yeah,
he's handcuffed.
There's multiple times where this is an issue.
Like, there's no reason to not just take him with you.
And then
it comes up like 3 times.
Yeah. And then I wrote, because how scary the toys are, I wrote, honestly, this might give me nightmares.
That's so fair. Like
the clown Jack in the Box, especially. That one's was creepy.
That thing fucking. Oh, and the fucking the dub on the. Okay.
I love fucking Baby Oopsie.
Two different things. There's 2 different things I gotta talk about. First, the kid actor is like talking. He's talking normally, but it's like an adult's voice that's gone through like some modulation and stuff that's like dubbed over.
Yeah, that threw me. I don't like that. It's weird.
It's weird. It sounds weird.
It works.
But it's great. It's great performance on both the kid's part and whoever did the voice.
Yeah, I think it works. It's creepy.
They fit. Like, other than the fact that the voice is obviously not coming from the child, like the mouth movements match like the sounds being made, like more or less perfectly, like the whole movie. That's amazing. But also the dubbing on the
Baby
baby talking is the funniest shit ever.
I love it. I love
that baby doll rules, man.
I see why it got its own spinoff.
Like when the security guard comes up to it, I forget what all the baby says first, but the baby's like, I can even shit my pants.
Can you shit your pants? Yeah, I love this. I wrote that specific. I just wrote, can you shit your pants? Question mark.
And then anyways, the baby doll, like, because he got tripped by. Actually, he got tripped, like, the baby doll, or was it the bear? No, it was the baby doll, wasn't it?
I think the baby doll hit him with the bat,
yeah,
maybe.
The baby doll hits him with the bat, he trips, he drops his gun, the baby doll takes the gun, says the shit, and then shoots him, and then the acting from Mark suddenly takes a no-dive route here, because before it was fine.
He's like, oh shit, they killed him!
Somebody shot him! And it's like, dude...
I enjoyed it. I think he was the best part of the movie, honestly. Like, they should have made a spin-off with just him and Baby
Mark
Oopsie.
Freaking the fuck out.
Him and Baby Oopsie, that's it.
And then the security guard gets eaten to death by the fucking bear.
And the
they
baby
just stay sitting in the closet, because the closet's unlocked by this point.
Yeah,
but they're just like sitting there at the door.
Which that also confuses me.
Not doing anything.
The door locking confuses me too, because like they go in and then they get locked in. They unlock it from the outside. But then it's just not locked anymore. Like
I think maybe it's supposed to be implied that the demon locked her in or something, because he.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
To stay there or something. I don't know.
That's a strong Baby Oopsie is strong as shit.
Baby
dragging
Oopsie,
that guy. He's got to be at least
dude.
like 350 pounds, and she's just dragging him around.
I don't know that he's.
He or she. I don't know.
He's like 250 maybe, but like because he's short.
I don't know. I'm 210.
Are you 210?
Yeah.
Oh Jesus. Granted, you are a lot taller than him, because he's probably shorter than what I am.
Then we go back in the room, and just a random child crawls out of the air vent.
Oh yeah, where is it? Oh, so like, this is how my notes go, right? So she blah blah blah. The cop handcuffs the dude to the shelf, which why did she not
she should have done that originally.
Right,
wouldn't have been an issue.
And then like the toys come at the door, and he's like trying to shut it. She's like, lock the door. And it's like, no, now you want the door locked? You wanted it not locked before.
And she's screaming that while not helping him at all.
Right, and then the vent gets hit out, and the girl's just in there.
She's like,
and I just wrote, who the fuck is this, and why is she in the vent?
Yeah, I wrote a random child fucking crawled in. And then she says, I got a dad who likes to use me as batting practice. That's some fucking dark humor.
But also, like, to skip ahead a little bit just to talk about her, she ends up being supremely useless.
Yeah, there's
to
no...
she
just provides exposition, that's it.
Right? To speedrun her plot, she appears, says some expositional stuff, which you don't get to see, right? Like, if it had introduced her earlier being in there... And then,
or like showing her story a little bit.
She talks about, I'd be like, weird, but okay. But no, she appears out of nowhere, delivers exposition, leads Mark through the vents. They get to the security office, and then she gets eaten and dies. Yeah. And that's it. There's no more Anne other than when like the demon changes into her appearance like once or twice. But like, why the fuck was she in the movie?
And then
like,
also, because also the child demon gives exposition later again. Right. So like, you just.
What is the point of this?
Maybe it was a favor to somebody. They're like, "Can you put my daughter in here?"
Oh, speaking of the Baby Oopsie dragging the fat guy, Baby Oopsie draws like a crayon pentagram, like a pentagram out of crayon around him, and I was like, "Fucking crayon pentagram rules!" Like that is the funniest way you could have done that. Yeah. It's so good.
And then the bad cop proves again she's a terrible cop because. The chicken guy is freaking out, understandably, because what the fuck? And then she slaps him across the face. She's like, calm down.
The shit out of him so hard.
He could definitely sue her after this.
Right. And so they go into the vents to try and get to the thing, but she's got to stay there with him. And, like, I think everyone in this movie has hearing damage because after they leave, right, dude is, like, handcuffed to the thing. Right? She's sitting there with, like, her face in her hands or whatever.
About to fall asleep.
Right? And he, like, pulls a pocket knife out of his boot.
Yeah, which...
Very loudly opens it. Very loudly does the...
Which, no chance that would happen in real life. He could not undo cuffs with a little pocket knife. Right. And also, he could have pulled that out earlier and like, tried to escape.
Something.
Yeah.
Right? Why would you not do that? But, like, he very loudly... Like, you can hear it jangling. And this is a dead silent room. Like, there's no other sounds. How the fuck does she not hear him? She's 2 feet away from him. How do you not hear that?
She's too busy thinking about the demon who's trying to impregnate her or take over her child.
Assault her.
And then we see in the vents the chicken guy and the random child, and then we just see some people on tricycles with gas masks.
The gas mask bicycle.
It really threw me off. I did not expect anything like that to happen. I was like, what is this?
Oh yeah, and then, but so like the gas mask bicycle girls like aren't real. They're just supposed to alert the demon and the toys where the people are. They just kind of disappear, which is like, what is the point? Why not just have the toys notice them? Like,
and then we have the little bit of the exposition because she's asleep and the demon child's explaining to her that he wants to be her baby and father himself through her baby.
Right,
weirdly.
And we get this weird flashback to like 66 years ago of this like lady giving birth, and the doctor like pulls out like this like demon looking baby with like fucked up brows and it's got horns and shit.
Yeah, and those are not giving birth noises.
No.
I was in the room for both of my children's births.
I thought there was a set, like, because the initial shot is outside
just of the house, yeah.
And I thought there was going to be a sex scene or something, which is expected from Full Moon. I thought there was going to be a sex scene or something, and then it goes inside and it's some lady giving birth, and I'm like, that's not right.
Because I was watching it, and that came on, and Courtney even looked over, and I was like, I didn't know this was going to be in here. And then it was just someone giving birth. And then when it was the demon child, I was like, oh, shit.
Demon child. And then, which like, the thing pulls away and there's pentagrams everywhere, and you're like, oh, those are cultists.
The demon child actually looks pretty cool.
It's actually really
I'd like a replica of that really demon good. Child.
But then, like, there's Halloween kids show up, and, like, they just, like, we're going to give you something better than candy.
And that's something that your parents teach you, like, leave. Don't let that happen.
You need to go bury this somewhere that it'll grow big and strong. And then, like, open up the kids are like, oh, thank you. And then they, like, run across the street.
Which also unrealistic. They would want candy. They're kids.
Right, they'd want candy. But they run across the street, open the bag. Terrifying. They just toss it over their head.
It happens to land in an open grave or dug spot.
And I think that's supposed to be implied where, like, the fucking warehouse would be built later or something. But, like, So you get that flashback, and then he's like explaining to her his plan because he wants to do the thing so he could be born, and says the amazing line, "All right, shotgun down the old birth canal," which is just, don't say that. Please don't say that.
Also, I noticed when the little kid, this is backtracking a little bit,
Yeah,
but when
that's
the
fine.
little boy demon
We're all over the place.
was saying that he was like, we're not. Hold on, what is it? He's not a part of the physical world.
Yeah.
But like, they're still killing people, and then later he gets stabbed. He's definitely part of the physical world. Why does he need a body? He's already got one.
He gets stabbed by the toy. Like,
yeah, so I don't.
Who knows?
There's also, I don't know what happens next, but in my notes I have there's a lot of people wasting ammo in this movie.
After the ride shotgun down the old birth canal, it goes back to them being in the vents, and honestly, I did not pay attention to the conversation. The weird girl's name is Anne. I did not pay attention to the conversation between Mark and Anne. No idea what they said. But then like the toys show up, right? And the baby like comes up to Mark and is like, "Will you be my special friend?" And then stabs him, and I'm like, "Why did you not kick the baby before it stabbed you?" And then also the weird robot toy like shoots a laser and like fucking hits Anne like twice. And then they get out, they get into the security office, and then the babies are about to come out of the baby and the robot doll are about to come out of the vent towards them, and Mark grabs a lighter and like hairspray or something, which I don't, it's some sort of spray thing, which I don't know why it would be in there.
Aerosol spray.
Some sort of aerosol spray. And
it's the bug spray from earlier because he was killing roaches.
I forgot about that. It's the bug
They
spray.
set it up. They set it up earlier.
They did set it up. Good on them. But so they do that, right? And did it stop? Or are you just checking?
I was just checking.
Okay. So he uses the makeshift flamethrower, which doesn't kill either of the toys, and I'm like,
does melt him.
You know there's a shotgun in there. Why not grab the shotgun? And then after that, he's like, "Oh yeah, the shotgun," and he goes to grab the shotgun. I'm like, why would you not do that first?
Yeah, and that double barrel shotgun has some hidden barrels because they just keep shooting it.
I made note of that too. So when he leaves, I took notes of this. When he leaves the security office, right? He loads 2 shells into the gun. At some point, right? The handcuff guy from, we'll get to this. He gets the gun at some point, right? He fires a shot at nothing, right? And then the chicken guy gets the gun back. He shoots at the guy's body. Again, we'll get to this. I'm kind of skipping ahead a little bit, but we'll go back, right? And so that's 2 shots. We do not see him reload. And then immediately after, right? It's like you see him shoot. The demon voice, like he says, the cop explains to him like what's going on, and like the demon needs everybody else dead except for her so he can get power, so he can do the whole birth thing, right?
Which sounds like she's just trying to kill them all,
right?
Like if you think about it, he would be totally fair in assuming that,
right? And so Mark goes, "Well, why don't I just kill myself now?" And the demon voice goes, "Yeah, why don't you go kill yourself?" Which is really funny. And Mark goes, "I wasn't talking to you, you motherfucker," and fires the gun a 3rd time, which again, he just fired 2 shots. Yeah, well, him and the other guy fired 2 shots. We do not see him reload, and immediately after fires a 3rd. And then like the next scene, you see him fire like 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Hold on. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th.
Yeah, he fires a lot.
8 shots without reloading the gun.
In a double barrel shotgun.
Shotgun. And then she's also firing her pistol all the time, which again, never see her reload. Yeah. So apparently they have the fucking infinity the infinity enchantment from Minecraft.
Cheats. As soon as they went in the building, they put in all their cheat codes.
But anyways, going back, Anne is fucking pointless and dead.
Yeah, and the criminal tries to kill the chicken guy, which I'm not a fan of. The chicken guy doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, well, a little bit before that,
clearly.
A little bit before that, there's some fun cinematography as the chicken guy's going through the warehouse, which again, it was very kind of Sam Raimi Evil Dead kind of like to me, I think. I mean, it's for like 2 minutes of him walking around boxes, but still, which very good.
Which reminds me, I mean, the original Friday the 13th, the original Evil Dead, technically B movies, so we could definitely cover those.
Those are good. I fucking love those. The tricycle girl show up again. He's like, "You're not real," and they disappear, right? And then the demon shows up disguised as a child, like a young girl. And then it cuts to him, and it cuts back to her, and the child is now an adult. And I was like, "Oh, please God, no!" But it is exactly what you would think. And the adult starts stripping because it's the fucking girl from the porn mag, and so you just get fucking naked lady, which was just a child, and I'm like, please don't do this. But they did it. There was no reason to have it be a child first. I don't like that they did that.
Yeah, it honestly threw me off because I was kind of falling asleep because I was tired. Not because of the movie, but just because I was tired. So like I saw it was a child, and I was like, wait, no, naked child, that's not good.
No, don't do this. Don't do this.
Okay,
So it becomes an adult. He doesn't stare. He just stares at her. The scene is pointless. Like there's no reason for it.
It kind of reminds me of the waterbed scene from. I think it's not. I don't remember which Nightmare on Elm Street scene, but the waterbed one where the lady swims up.
Oh shit, that's the
one. I think it's 4 because that's the one where all the characters from the previous died at the very beginning.
Yeah, it's definitely 4 because the first one obviously. The second one's the gay one. The third one's where Nancy comes back.
I love the third one.
And then it's the
fourth
one.
Then all of the characters die immediately from the last one.
And it's all new characters.
Yeah, in the documentary there's like a really long documentary. Yeah. The guy's like, I got all my family to come. They're so excited, and then I died immediately.
And then like, +2, the one character that is like that stays alive for both of them is played by a different actress
recast.
In the fourth one. So it might as well be a different character anyways. But anyways. So he doesn't say anything, and then he just runs off. So like no point to this.
Yeah, just to distract him it's just they needed to add in more nudity because it's a horror movie. So they had to find somewhere to do it.
They got to throw it in. And then this is when the criminal guy shows back up, knocks Mark down, takes the shotgun, fires a random shot, does nothing. Right, and then she appears out of nowhere, and the cop appears out of nowhere and shoots him in the fucking head and kills him.
And then his head gets knocked off in a very bad...
By, very barely...
Like he's just like...
And then that's it.
It fucking pops off.
Goes flying.
And then they're getting chased by the bear, right? The human-sized bear now?
Just before this is they shoot a whole bunch of random toys that don't do anything. Because the only toys that do anything... is
Baby
the baby,
Oopsie,
the
bear,
the
little bear,
and
not the
Jack
humans.
in the Box
and
clown.
So also, is it a different bear or is it just human sized now? Because at the beginning it was like tiny.
It's the same bear because you see the shadow.
I must have missed. I just missed that part.
So
I guess.
they shoot a whole bunch of toys. They kill the bear. And then, like, you see, like, the shadow of the bear growing, and now it's, like, a full-grown man in a bear suit. That's the bear now.
Fucking obnoxious. The growling sound is so fucking annoying. Right. I hated it.
And then, so, it established earlier that they're trying to kill everyone but her so that she can have the baby. But then the bear knocks Mark into a bunch of boxes, but then goes to chase her. Why would you not kill Mark first before you go to chase her? Right?
He's a fucking bear.
It's a shitty bear. The bear does not know what it's doing.
And then while she's hiding, I don't know, did she try, the little soldier toy opens a door.
Oh, yeah.
Did she try the door? Or was he like, hey...
she tried the door, idiot, and it didn't do anything. And then, so she tries the door. She
again, just break the doorknob off.
The bear's chasing her. She closes the door, right? She pushes a box in front of the door, which that box would not block that bear from getting in. She tries the other door in the room. It's locked. So she sits in front of the door that's the bear's about to come through. And then she starts eyeing her pistol and is getting ready to shoot herself in the face.
She's like, let me see what this gun tastes like.
And then the toy soldier opens the door. And she's like, I'm going to follow this random toy, even though toys are the ones that have been killing us.
Yeah.
Genius.
Also, break the fucking knob. Just break the knob. That's all
Right?
she
Shoots a knob again.
She
That's
has a
how
gun.
the criminal got
She
in
just
here.
fucking makes me so mad. Not really, but it is annoying.
It's very frustrating at
Just
times.
break the knob.
And then she runs out that door and she sees the exit, but then the demon appears disguised as her boyfriend, and he fucking reaches
Pulls
and
his eyes
tears
out.
his eyes out, which
Is that
insane.
it? Yeah. And then the fucking chicken guy has another opportunity to leave, and then he hears her screaming, and he's like, "I better go help her."
Right, but then
just leave.
this hero moment is entirely pointless, right? Because the demon, like after he pulls his eyes out, it cuts to him. It cuts to Mark going to the car, and then he hears her screaming, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta go save her," right? And then it cuts back to the demon tying her up, and then Mark appears with the shotgun, and it's just like, "Let her go." But then the bear comes back, and like chases him away back to the car.
Which
so
he gets
what was
in.
the point of showing him going to the car to begin with? You could have just had him show up and be like, "Let her go." Right?
I mean,
And
just
then
because
back
they
to the
wanted
car.
him to be a more heroic character.
I guess, but like it's so pointless.
I wouldn't have gotten back for her, honestly.
then-
She slapped him in the face.
She slapped him so hard. And then also, I forgot about this earlier, and then he says it again now because he's in adult form now. He said he implies. I say implies. He says that he's going to assault her, in a bad way. By saying, "I'm gonna get on top of you and do the nasty," and I'm like, and they say it twice, and I'm like, Stop calling it that.
He's also
Stop
a
saying
magical
that."
demon. He doesn't have to do it that way. He could just be like,
At no
done.
point in his explanation of turning into a baby, that I heard at least, I could have missed it because honestly, there's several points where I kind of stopped paying attention. But as far as I'm aware, at no point in his initial explanation of like how he would like hijack the whole
he
birth canal,
never mentions
right,
that.
that it requires to him to have sex with her.
Yeah, this demon's
Right.
a weird guy. First, like, he likes to be a child, and now this.
It's the whole thing. Because the
He
first time
is
he says
a
it,
walking
the
red
first time
flag.
he says it, he's in child form, which is so much worse.
They made a child say that.
Oh my god.
And then he could have finished the ritual and won the movie.
Oh, yeah.
But like he just couldn't stop just caressing her face
Right.
with his weird
So,
long fingernails.
The toy soldier shows back up, right? The toy soldier shoots him in the face with his little toy gun, and then the toy soldier like transforms into like another kid, right? And then the demon is like shot in the face, and he's like but then he transforms back into
a
the
little
kid.
boy.
When he transforms into the kid, totally fine. As the adult, he was like, I've been shot in the face.
Yeah,
but then, as a boy, totally fine.
No idea.
And then they get into like a fucking fist fight wrestle match, right? And then it's cutting back and forth
Yeah.
between them fighting and then like the card game that they were doing from the dream.
Yeah, I
Right.
thought the little boys fighting was real silly. Like
Right,
the
it-
movie isn't great, but I thought it was enjoyable. And then that's just like,
It's-
really,
why
why
are
do
you
you have to
making these
do
two kids
this?
fight?
What is this?
But anyway, so it shows in the dream sequence the soldier boy winning the card game, and then it cuts to the soldier boy taking his toy soldier sword, stabbing the other kid through the chest.
Which again, he said he doesn't have a physical form and he needs one, but
Right.
clearly he
just
got
got
fucking stabbed.
Right? And then he transforms back into the adult form. So I don't think you technically see the kid form get stabbed. You just see the up close shot, and then it backs out, and it's the adult. But
Which
still,
also, that again proves his natural form is the adult demon. And he's
Right.
like, no, I'd rather be a little
I'd
boy.
rather be a kid.
That's weird.
And then about this time, because during all this too, Mark is like having a fight with the bear, and he like runs the bear. Like, he gets into the car and like backs it up, hits the bear towards the wall, backs it up again, and then ramps the car into the wall and like crushes the bear. And then he gets out, shoots the gas tank, and then does something or other to make the car explode. And it's actually really well done. Like, it's a cool car explosion.
Yeah.
And then you find out that the toy soldier, she's like, "Who are you?" or whatever. And he's like, "I'm your unborn child."
Yeah, which is more confusing. It
And
gives
then
me
she's like, "What the fuck are
way
you talking
more
about?"
questions.
She's like, "What are you talking about?" And he's just like, "Well, I'm not born yet, so I'm a spirit, but I wanted to come help you, so I figured out a way to come help you." And then she's like, "What's your name?" And he's like, I don't have a name yet.
You haven't
given me one."
named
And it's like,
me.
no shit. He just told you he's your fucking...
Yeah,
Because she's
this-
only a month pregnant. Like, he just told you that he's your kid, and she's like, "What's your name?" He doesn't have a fucking name.
Yeah,
He's not even born.
The ending creates more questions than it
So many more
answers. Again, like I still don't understand the significance of the dream. Like
right, it's just like an allegory for what's going on or something, I guess. But like, or maybe she's got precognition or something. I don't know.
It's very strange.
Anyways, so like the Mark shows back up and he's like, "It's all over," and she's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Who are you talking to?" And she's like, "My son, it's my unborn child."
He's probably thinking, he's like, "What the fuck is wrong with this lady?"
At this point, sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay. At this point, the kid had transformed back into the toy doll. I'm trying to get all my thoughts in order.
Yeah, I got you.
The kid transformed back to the toy doll. She's like, "It's my kid," and then she sets the toy doll down, and then the toy doll. Because the kid had just said goodbye, but then the toy doll reanimates and waves, and then takes a couple steps back and fades away.
Yeah.
And then that's the ending shot. Like, there's no more movie after this, straight to credits. And it's like, he just said bye. Why did the toy soldier doll need to come back to life for the end of this?
I don't know.
Fully interrupted.
Maybe
I apologize.
No, you're good. My notes are just like completely weird and random, and you're much better at like telling the story of the movie. So
honestly, I don't know how, because like most of my notes are. I think it's honestly part of it is that I like literally just watched it like 2 hours ago.
Oh, me too. Me too.
But like this movie it's not as batshit random as Toxic Avenger was.
Yeah, and it's a lot. It's better than some of the other Full Moon Features movies that I've seen. Like I really didn't expect it to be this as good as it was. It's a lot better. Not great, but
I was talking about this earlier. The first couple of Puppet Masters, at least from what I remember, I haven't rewatched them in a long time. The first couple Puppet Masters from the last time I watched them are a lot better than this is. But this is a lot better than some of the, like, I think, like, the fourth or probably the fifth or sixth Puppet Master movies. This is a lot better than those. Because I rewatched part of, like, the fifth or sixth one several months ago. And it was not as good as I remember from when I was in like middle school.
That's why I don't revisit stuff that much. Like the Scream TV series, I remember when I first watched it, I was like, "This is awesome." Mm-hmm. Then I rewatched it a few years later, and I was like, "I hate this." Yeah. I didn't even finish the first episode.
I know the first couple Puppet Masters still stand up pretty well.
I haven't,
but like
seen
the
them.
Later ones are not.
I've never seen them. I have them all on DVD. I've never watched them.
Are those on our list? They should definitely.
I can add them.
They should definitely be on our list if they're not already.
Yeah, I can add them.
Future episodes.
So now we move on to public opinion.
Oh, I forgot about this part. I can't imagine.
On IMDb, this movie has a whopping 5.1 out of 10 with 5,000 reviews. That's actually higher than I thought it would be, honestly, because usually horror movies are rated really low because it's mostly people who don't like horror movies writing a review. They're like, this is too gory. I don't like this.
Don't, like we talked about last time, don't watch the fucking horror movie if
you
don't like horror movies.
You know it's a horror movie, so don't watch it. Don't review it because you don't like horror movies, so your review is going to be negative no matter what.
You know what I think is hilarious? Like, the first ever... Because wasn't, like, the first ever horror movie to, like, get, like, a Oscar was Silence of the Lambs, which really isn't even a horror movie.
It's more of like a thriller, psychological thriller.
Right, that kind of bothers me because they're like, it's the first ever one to get on. Yeah, it's like, it's barely qualifies as horror. Barely.
And for comparison,
it's a good movie, and it definitely deserves the Oscars. I don't want
it's just not really horror. It's more
not
thriller.
A horror movie. It's like a detective thriller, like fucking Seven or Zodiac.
And for comparison, like I said earlier, Child's Play is like it kind of reminds me of Child's Play. Child's Play has a 6.7, so it's really kind of close.
Is it really even that? Is it that low? Really?
Yeah, horror movies don't get rated high, especially slasher movies.
I mean, there's a reason. I mean, but that's why I brought up Silence of the Lambs. Like, there's a reason that the first one to get anything was not like barely even qualified as a horror movie.
And this one's more positive on the reviews than Toxic Avenger. There's one 1-star review.
Oh, really?
Like, there's less reviews in total, but there's still only one. So I'll read that, and then I'll read 10-star. I'll read a 10-star and a 1-star.
A 10-star?
There's
It goes up
a
to
bunch
10.
of 10 stars.
It goes up to 10?
Out of 10, yeah.
What? Oh,
It's got
shit,
5.1 out of 10.
You literally just said that. Fuck.
Okay.
I'm so dumb.
And this 1-star review is like, it's someone who watched it and was scared and then rewatched it like later on in their life and wasn't scared, and they're reviewing it based off of that.
Well,
And
of course you're not scared.
I hate this person because
Jesus.
there's a lot of using the number 2 instead of TO.
Yeah.
TO is 2 letters. It's very easy to
It's
type.
very easy
It's more work to put a 2 because you have to hit the little button at the bottom corner to switch to numbers, hit 2, and then go back. That's hitting 3 buttons instead of 2 to type the word 2. It's I just hate unnecessary shortening of words. Yeah. Anyway, the review title is "Oh Really ... Man, I remember this movie when I was little. I use to number 2 always watch this.
Fuck me.
I used to be scared of it too, but now that it's 2005, it's not 2005. It was when this review was out. The movie is so cheesy now. Demonic toys, waxworks, and all of the puppet masters are so lame now.
Fuck you.
Even though years before I was terrified, 4 exclamation points.
What the fuck do you expect? You're older now. Like, of course it's not as scary.
Like, I think this was...
It's not even your first time seeing it.
I think this was written by someone who watched them when they were 6 and then wrote the review when they were 8.
Jesus.
It's...
It could be. It honestly could be.
It's really weird to look back on all of the things that scared you when you were younger. Also, you is abbreviated with just a U.
Fuck me.
And look at them now. All I do is laugh at this corny crap! Exclamation point. Just say shit. It's just so weird. It was around the time that killer dolls were frightening, but Chucky is still watchable. He's still somewhat creepy, I guess, but now it's nothing but good old humor.
Such a good scene.
I do, however, suggest that you rent this film or even buy it if you want to watch a comedy. It should be fun to sit around with friends and laugh at this movie. Besides that the plot was awful and the effects were useless, you could find something good about it if you look hard enough. But me, absolutely not. I still can't believe this used to give me goosebumps. I hate this person. I would not be around this person.
Right, because like, I think by the nature of by specifically kind of talking about like kind of cheap, low budget B horror movies.
The effects are pretty good for low budget.
They're really good. For
we could not achieve those effects on one of our films. So
there's no way. But like by the nature of the kind of movies that we're talking about, I feel like a lot of the time it is gonna kind of feel like even the ones we like this one, it's gonna kind of feel like we're shitting on them, right? Because I mean they're just not good and there's a lot to criticize.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean they're not enjoyable. This is an enjoyable movie.
Yeah, and no matter what, it takes a lot of work to make a whole fucking movie.
A whole film, right? And the thing that bothers me is don't watch low budget films
and then be upset that they're low budget
and be upset that they're not that great. Like, what the fuck do you, like, if you're gonna watch a low budget film, you should know what you're gonna be, kind of what you're in for.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so if you're not gonna enjoy that, then don't watch it. Watch something else.
Exactly. I feel like I want to believe that someone else was about to write a 1-star review and then they read that and they were like, oh no.
No, this movie's
let me move to 2 stars. All right.
There's probably, how many 2-stars reviews does it have?
There is 0 2-stars actually.
0 2 stars?
Yeah.
What about 3?
5 is the most. There's the most 5-star reviews.
Okay. So yeah, probably one of those was just like, this is better than what they said.
Yeah. So now we're going to read one 10-star review. 10 out of 10. June 20th, 2005. Oh, also 2005? Then the next one's 2004.
No one's reviewed this movie in 20 years.
Well, let's look at the 5-star. 2011. 2011, someone reviewed it. 2012. 2005 again. 2000. 2021.
Okay, that's the most recent.
All right.
That's pretty recent.
Now we're going to look at the 10-star review from 2005.
So the same time that the other person was watching it, approximately.
Demonic Toys is the best horror movie with killer toys, even better than Puppet Master. It is low budget, but that means the toys are more believable because they are actually there and not some rubbish computer image. The gore is brilliant, and the toys chew faces off brutally, which will satisfy any horror fan. Which will satisfy any horror fan.
Please don't.
The humor is extremely hilarious, from the clown's psychotic laugh to the baby oopsie's cruel one-liners. Can you shit your pants? The villain
That line is still so good.
The villain is this film's only letdown, but seeing as everything else ticks the right boxes, this is well worth a rent, if not purchase. I strongly recommend this to other bloodthirsty individuals. I strongly recommend this to other bloodthirsty individuals.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Enjoy, all caps, they want to play, ... too many dots, with you.
See, doesn't that person sound so much more fun than the one-star review?
Yeah, they're
guy?
like the opposite of the one-star review. The one-star review is a girl, and I only know that because it's GTM Girl is their name.
Well, that's not necessarily
Although
a
it could be a fat guy.
Yeah, I could... Doesn't necessarily mean anything. But, like, I will disagree with him on it being better than Puppet Master. At least, if you're talking about the Puppet Master series as a whole, maybe. If you're talking about, like, the first 2, 3, 4 movies... I would disagree.
Let's see where
but
it fits
still,
on the scale.
That person's a lot. Granted, it has been, like I said, it's been a while since I watched the first couple Puppet Master movies. So maybe if we get around to it, then
yeah, we'll see where it ranks on the scale. I'm gonna make an actual chart of all the movies when we give them our review out of 10 of how scary, so that we can see which ones.
Speaking of
top the chart.
What did we give?
I don't remember, but
don't remember
a 1. We both gave it a 1.
That sounds about right.
So now we'll talk about, is it worth watching, and how scary is it on a scale of 1 to 10? Is it worth watching?
It depends. If you're gonna be like the person that gave the 1-star review,
definitely not.
Don't like low budget horror movies, then don't watch it. Like we just went on a whole.
If you're just like a horror fan and you just want to watch whatever you can, absolutely watch it.
Oh yeah,
it is enjoyable to watch. Like
I've seen.
It
worse.
wasn't bad.
I've seen a lot worse.
I enjoyed watching it. Like I wasn't like I need to do something else. I enjoyed it. Is it scary? It's definitely scarier than Toxic Avenger.
I would put this. I don't know exactly where I would put this, but
I think I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
That sounds good. Like 3.5, 4.
Yeah, because I mean, the toys themselves are scary enough to give it a little bit of something.
Right, and then you've also got the demon kid being super creepy and all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't let your children watch.
Yeah. No.
I mean, there are movies that are worse, but still, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't let kids watch.
So, Demonic Toys. 3.5 scary out of 10.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Goodbye.
Do we still not know how to end this?
Yeah.